Hey guys, Tony here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is going to be the first video in this series where I'm just going to be talking about some of my thoughts on building, sharing my own processes on building, and hopefully, um, everyone in this space is going to find some value from this. I'd like to hear your feedback and let's get right into it. So today we're going to be discussing the phenomenon known as red ocean or blue ocean. And in my humble opinion, I think this is why a lot of builders stay broke, right? So if we just put it in a quick format, you can see here, as I laid out, right? Let me scroll over here, right? A red ocean basically is a crowded, bloody market, right? That's what I call. Let me click this. That's what I call a red ocean, right? Well, not what I call it, but that's what it's known as, right? So a bloody market. Now, a blue ocean, it's where you get the real wins. This is where a market where you provide value, right? Where you're not fighting for just price. And I'm going to explain that a bit. But blue ocean is where you find value. A red ocean is a bloody market where you're fighting to be the last one alive. And most of the time, if you're an indie builder, if you're a solo hacker, you're not going to be the last one alive. So let me show you the difference. And I hope that this helps you guys think about things as we go into like this new era. Let me just give a quick context to why I'm even talking about this, because at least in my opinion, I think we're in an age where AI is changing things, right? I think before, right, if you wanted to build a SaaS, you would have to go and learn how to code or hire a coder. You couldn't just like stay at home and then go to Lovable or Repl.it or Cursor and then just start building something, right? It would take like a really long time for you to actually have a decent MVP, maybe like a month to 3 months. I've known people that have built things over like multiple decades, right? But today, with the rise of agentic coding, with the rise of AI IDEs such as Cursor, with the rise of one-shot prompt IDEs such as Bolt and Lovable, and V0, right? Like all of these tools allow us to like build MVPs. I feel like now, if there's any idea that you have, it's being built. At least by one person. One person has probably built any idea you have. So I think it's a good time. I think it's crazy. And I just want to encourage everybody I know to just go out there and build. But even though we're going to go out there and build, we still have to be aware of this fact, right? Red oceans, blue oceans. How do you provide value in a world right now that's becoming so crowded, right? So it's just a fundamental idea when it comes to building things, and let's get a bit more into it, right? So red oceans are crowded markets where everyone fights for the same customers, right? So you see here in this example, you have 3 people who are selling lemonade, right? And all of them are sad, right? Because one person is trying to price at 20, one person is trying to price at 15, one person is trying to price at 10. What's the difference? Oh, okay. What's the difference? There is no difference, right? There's no difference. The only thing that these people are fighting on is price, not value, right? We don't want to be here because at the end of the day, someone can always go lower than you, right? Someone always has more VC funding, right? Somebody always has more of bootstrap cash, right, than you. So if you keep going down on price, it's just a race to the bottom. And most of the time, like an indie founder like me or you, we're not gonna win that race to the bottom if we're trying to price that low. Oh, I just realized my face is blocking while I was drawing. I'll just draw up here. Basically, I was just saying that again, somebody always has more VC money than you, or somebody also has more bootstrap cash than you, right? So it's always a race to the bottom when we are fighting on price. So what do we want to do, right? We want to find blue oceans. Blue oceans are untapped markets, right? So instead of fighting, we're creating demand, right? We're bringing real value to the market, right? And so some examples I had here, right? Think about Airbnb when they started, right? Nobody even had this concept or notion in their mind that someone could actually stay in someone's house for money and make that a business, right? That wasn't a thing that people thought about, or even Calendly, right? Like Calendly is a pretty simple idea, it just links to make booking meetings so much more easier. But again, you have to think creatively when you're building these things. And I think even with the rise of like AI, ChatGPT, I mean, I just have a list of ideas I have. You feed it into it, you have a second brain. Okay, you think you literally have someone to bounce your ideas off of, who's gonna like be able to. You can do deep research on your ideas and see what it looks like. So I feel like, even though like I made this comment earlier, where it's like, okay, people are building at a faster and greater rate than ever before in history. I feel like at the same time, we have way more access to knowledge than any other time in history, and because of that, I think we can use that knowledge. We can use how much leverage we have in like the internet and the AI tools that can search the internet perplexity to leverage that knowledge to come up with good ideas. And the thing about blue oceans are not about. Let me write this down. Right, it's not about having a novel idea. Right, by novel I just mean an idea that nobody thinks about. It's not about that. It's not about having a novel idea, right? It's about understanding your own unique skills, giftings, positionings, niches, things that you know and understand more than anybody else. Because everyone on this planet knows something more than anyone else. Like everyone knows, like even if it's literally just like, okay, I know for some reason I just know about like toothpaste, and I know like that okay, you're meant to floss the back of your tooth. Like that's something super random, but it's like everyone has a moat that no one else has. Like everyone has more knowledge in a particular area of something than no one else. And okay, maybe I'm saying that too broadly, right? Maybe not every single person knows something more than every single person. But my point being is like there is a subject matter, right? That 90% of the people you're gonna come across don't have as much expertise in it as you do, right? I hope that makes sense, right? Like there is at least one thing that you have more. Whether it could be like soccer, right? Like I live in America. Most people don't know about soccer. That I come across, like most people at my work don't know about it. Most people at my church don't know about it. Most people at me at the grocery store don't know much about soccer. So like that's the most I have, right? If I want to build something in America about soccer, obviously you might say, okay, maybe the demand is not there, but then that's a different conversation. How do you go to market? How do you deliver it, right? That's a different conversation. So everyone knows something more than everything, and that's I'll write it down here, right? On the other side. Let's get this thing over. That's your blue ocean, right? Your mind is your blue ocean. You know what I'm trying to say? So yes, some people can come up with a good idea that an Airbnb, a Calendly, an Uber, something that nobody else thought of. But cool, most of us are not gonna get that opportunity. But what do we have, right? We have the things we know, the people we know, the niche that we're a part of, and I'm gonna get into this, right? So let's keep going down, right? So again, I'm a black person, I'm an African, so I'm gonna come from that perspective, right? That's another niche. I've met a lot of people who are in Nigeria or who are in Africa, and they're like, we're struggling, they have no money here. Yo, bro, if you're in tech, if you know how to build, you're not in tech, but you know how to use no-code tools like Make.com, like NA10, you don't have to struggle, right? Like you can build and sell in that niche, and nobody else is gonna compete with you. None of the big builders or people in America are gonna be fighting with you. That's your entire blue ocean left to yourself, right? So people just have to understand that like we need to be more creative, especially as a community, right? Of black people, like we need to understand, like it's not only other communities that are able to utilize this knowledge to build for themselves and bring up other people around them. Like we also have to understand our own leverage and use our own niches to build good things. So that's kind of where I'm coming from in this, right? So it's not just about like creating a new product. Like it's the angle, it's the niche. It's okay, am I gonna sell this to a unique set of people that have never wanted this product before, but I know a way to market to them, right? That's what we talk about when we're talking about blue oceans, right? So we're not talking about just cloning a SaaS, right? Like everybody has a to-do list. That's fine. And in fact, even though from a red ocean, right, everyone can look the same, but the person that's different, they just came at it from a different way and made their own blue ocean, right? So, that's just kind of where I'm coming from, right? Like sometimes it feels safe. Okay, I'm just gonna build this one thing and then try and sell it in the same way because you see other people doing it. That's fine, right? That's cool, um, but you just have to show your own creativity. I think that's the main thing I'm trying to just say is like everyone just has to be as creative as they can. And again, don't underestimate the things you know. Don't underestimate the people you know. Don't underestimate your upbringing. Like I would say everyone in the African diaspora has a blue ocean right there that nobody else, none of these big companies are ever going to be able to touch because they don't have our upbringing. They don't have the things we've gone through, right? Everyone that's the Black American also has the same thing, right? We understand things that no other white person or Asian person is going to be able to replicate, right? So that's what I'm saying is our blue oceans, we just need to think deeper about how do we connect the products we're building with the market that we know and we understand. That's what I'm saying, right? Okay. And the other thing I also want to make sure that you guys are understanding is when we are going to market for our blue ocean, right? When we are trying to say, okay, where do we fit in this ocean? You have to talk to people. A lot of people get into this mindset where they just plan, strategize. You can plan and strategize and think for 10 for what 10 hours, 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years, and you never build. You know the thing, you're gonna learn more about your niche, your customer, your blue ocean by just going out there and building it and trying to sell it. So that's the thing I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to do now. Just go out there, build, put yourself out there. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way you're gonna know. You can spend all this time talking to AI and doing research and deep research, and yeah, that's good and all. But if you never get out there, then the person who literally went out there on day one is gonna make a million mistakes. Day two is gonna make 999,000 mistakes. Day three is gonna make 500,000 mistakes. By day seven, they're gonna be making what 5-10 mistakes, and then I'm being hyperbolic, right? Not literally day seven. I just want to make that clear. But my point being is, when you're building, that is when you know, okay, I understand the customer, I understand the market, right? That's what we're talking about. So, um, how do you find blue oceans, right? This is the crux of the matter. Or in Nigeria, we say this is the cocoa of the matter. How do you find blue oceans, right? So number one, talk to your community, right? Talk to underserved communities, right? Like again, we know even in tech, right? Tech is not necessarily built for black people, for women, for underrepresented people, right? So again, talk to them. Okay, these are the things we see working here. How do we bring the same solutions or these solutions adapted to our own upbringing and backgrounds to these underserved communities? That's what we need to understand, right? Another thing is look for people with similar mindsets, right? Like I said, now the democracy to build has been like it's like, oh sorry, I mean to say this most, like building has been democratized, right? You don't have to be a software engineer to build. You don't have to understand how to code to build. You just need the internet and the computer. You get make.com or na10, or you want to learn some coding, that's fine too, and you can start building, right? So now software solutions are available to everyone at like a cheap price. You have AI, you ask AI, yo, how do I build this? I have this idea. What do you think, right? It's like at this point, um, a lot of people are building, and so you find people similar, like-minded people like you from group chats. You talk, yo, I have this idea. What do you guys think, right? Obviously, you don't want an echo chamber, but again, now you have people to bounce ideas of. You start building, right? Invest locally. Like I'm saying, is your background. It makes all the difference. So talk to the people you know. Talk to people around you. If you're in Africa, you're in Nigeria. Talk to the people in your community. What do they need? Let me give you an example, right? Like Uber couldn't make it in Singapore. You know why? Because they would send SMS texts to people who would only use WhatsApp. And so whenever people would try to sign up or try to get a notification from their Uber, it just wouldn't work. But there was another company called Grab who understood the Singaporean market, the Asian market even, so not just even in Singapore. And they made a clone of Uber, but it just text WhatsApp instead. And it took off, Uber failed. So we understand our markets more than all these other companies. We understand the people and the needs because we face it, we live it. And so sometimes you might build a clone, right? Sure, maybe your SaaS is a clone. This is you. Your SaaS is a clone, but you know who to sell to because you have the same problem. You've lived that life. They don't know. They're clueless. They can't sell, right? It's the same SaaS, but you know who to sell it to because you had that problem. They can't sell it to the same people. So, like I'm saying, invest locally, right? Search Reddit, YouTube, online. You know, there are different communities talking about different things, right? So you can just go in there. Okay, what do these people always have problems about, right? There's I can't remember the name of it. I'll try and put it in the comments if I remember. But there's this cool tool. I think let me see if I can remember it. It's like it's on Reddit and it's not on Reddit, but it helps you search for Reddit for niche problems, right? And you can just go and look at different subreddits, and it literally filters out all of the niche problems that are on it. Let me see if I type search problem Reddit niche. Yeah, let me see. This is okay. I guess I was hoping that it would come up like if I just type website. Yeah. Okay. I'll remember it later, so it didn't come up now. But there's there apps like that that literally just tell you the problems that it takes all the comments, uses AI, and tells you all the problems that people in that subreddit keep coming up with. Go there, look for subreddits that are related to your background, to your niche, solve their problems. You know what I'm trying to say? And like, lastly, what a lot of this channel is going to be about: AI, automation. The world is changing, right? So think about these problems I'm facing personally, these problems that people I know are facing, people in my niche are facing. How can I leverage, right? How can I leverage my understanding of what, right? Of no code tools. Sorry, no code tools. If you're a tech person, code, right? How do I leverage? How do I know? Now we have AI, right? How do I leverage all of these things to bring creative, unique solutions to people around me, to people I know, right? Solve generic problems, sure. But problem is, right, you're just gonna end up here in this red ocean, right? Solve generic problems, target them for yourself, for people you know, invest locally, and then you find yourself in the blue ocean. So, it's just some thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments if you guys think my point of view makes any sense or not. But hopefully you guys find this useful, and I'll see you on the next one. And don't forget to sign up for the waitlist for my community, AfroAutomators. I'm looking for people who are willing to join with me, build for our communities, the Black community, Africans, underrepresented communities. Let's find our blue oceans. Let's talk to each other, and I'll see you there.